Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Suratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram 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 Rama 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 Ram Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया
योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार
राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया
योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया
योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया
योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया
राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar,
Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, 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 Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama Ram, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, 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 Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ram Surat जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार जय गुरु राया योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार योगी राम सूरत तुम्हार जय गुरु राया Rama 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 Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय सर्वं योगी राम सूरत कुमारार्पणमस्तु with grateful pranams for this great gift of grace, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. And we shall continue to offer the Seva lotuses as well. Now once again, we are going to learn a lesson from a small story. It's a very short one, but then it has a profound teaching lesson. It's of a higher standard, sadhana. Everybody knows the love story of Parvati and Parameshwara. Parvati had to do a very hard tapas to win the heart of Lord Shiva. For 1,000 years, she stood on one leg and did her tapas, and for another 1,000 years, she stood on the other leg. And how she stood on the hot coals. Another 1,000 years, she stood on one leg on the ice of the Himalayas. You can imagine what kind of tapas, what caliber it must have been.
At long last, Shiva appeared before her and acknowledged her tapas and said, I am very pleased with your sadhana. You have earned the fruit of your sadhana. I shall marry you. Now Parvati's bliss was boundless. She was so very happy that Lord Shiva was at last pleased with her tapas and granted her the boon. Now, Lord Shiva saw her happiness and suddenly a thought came to him that she was happy because she had earned the fruit of her tapas, hard tapas, which means she had expected the fruit of her tapas. The tapas of highest kind does not expect anything in return at all, for at that high level, the very tapas is its fulfillment. You don't do tapas for the fruit of your prayer, for the fulfillment of your prayer or something, because somewhere on the way to the tapas, your prayer, you're seeking something out of your tapas would cease. After that, it is prema. It is that great love that fills your heart. And then you don't care whether your tapas would bear fruit or not. For in tapas itself is your salvation, is your bliss. So now Lord Shiva suspected that Parvati was very happy that her tapas bore fruit at last. So he wanted to see how she was feeling. Now what happened when she was passing by a pond which was very broad and deep? On the bank of the pond, she saw a very strange scene. A boy was screaming for life. His legs were getting swallowed by the crocodile. A crocodile had the two legs of the boy in his mouth and would not leave him. And it was so painful, the boy was screaming, please save me, somebody please save me. He was screaming and screaming. As soon as Parvati came across the scene, immediately she went near and appealed to the crocodile. She said, why would you kill this boy? Why would you do this to this young boy? He's so small. Please leave him. Crocodile said, he is my food. How can I leave him? I need him. Just as you needed Lord Shiva, you needed the marriage, the wedding with Lord Shiva. I need this boy for my food. How can I leave him without anything in compensation? Then Parvati asked him, what do you want in return? The crocodile said, in those days crocodiles spoke. Many animals spoke. That was once upon a time, probably 10,000, 12,000 years back. And then the crocodile said, I will leave the boy, but only on one condition. You have done that extraordinary tapas which pleased Lord Shiva. Now can you give me the fruit of your tapas? If you give it to me as a gift, then I shall leave this boy free. Now Parvati was very deeply touched. Her motherhood came to the fore, and she saw the boy, and then she knew in an instant that nothing really mattered except the survival of this boy, the motherhood. She immediately said, "Oh yes, if you want, you take it and leave the boy free." She knew very well if she offered the fruit of her tapas, then it could happen that Lord Shiva would not be able to marry her, that she was losing everything by offering the fruit of her tapas, and which also meant she had to start her tapas all over again. But then this least mattered to the mother in her, the mother of the whole universe. She readily agreed to giving up the fruit of her tapas in exchange for the freedom of the boy, for the survival. Then the next moment, the crocodile turned into Lord Shiva, and the boy turned into one of the Saptarishis. And then Lord Shiva said with a broad smile, "My dear Parvati, I just wanted to test your motherhood, because when you marry me, you will be the mother of the universe. Unless you have this kind of gracious attitude to the creation, the human beings, and the creatures of the world, you could not fit in with the role that you have to play as my wife. You were ready to sacrifice your very tapas for the life of this boy. I am very pleased with you, and of course, I will marry you soon." Now there were also two things Lord Shiva also added. It also shows that you are not attached to the fruit of your tapas. The Rakshasas of ancient times would take up one prayer, like they should not die from anybody's hand, they should survive, they should get this power, that power, until the very end, until the Lord was pleased and granted this particular boon for which they had taken up tapas. They would not give up. But here is Parvati ready to sacrifice the fruit of her tapas, no matter what. Even if she had to start the tapas all over again. So the true love does not expect anything in return. Her tapas was based upon deep love for Lord Shiva. So instead of getting attached to the fruit, in the very tapas, she found her fulfillment. And she did not mind giving up the fruit of her tapas instantly. So this is what we have to learn, that when we chant the name, the little tapas, so little, even the soul, 24 hours are given to us every day, and we do only 108. And then we say, we are also chanting the name. And we expect so much out of it. The expectation is much more than the little tapas that we do. So we are so much attached to the fruit of our chanting, and for very little tapas we expect so much in return, whereas Parvati did not mind sacrificing it at all for the sake of saving one life. So this is what we have to learn from Parvati, that a tapas should be of this caliber. We do tapas because we love God, but we love God for getting gifts of grace from Him. We don't love God for God's sake. We don't love Him for the sake of love. We love Him because we want something out of Him. So let us remember this story and try as much as possible to do the chanting without any expectation. We shall now offer our today's prayer. Bhagwan, we beg you again and again for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to today's world of violence. So much violence all around. Only you can save this world. Please bring in peace, unity, discipline, control, and harmony into the lives of people so that people would live a dharmic life with remembrance of God's name. And we beg you again to stop these violent wars immediately so that peace be prevalent. And please bless this world so that there will be no thought of war at all among the countries of the world. No mention of the word war. We also beg you to keep under control all those sudden attacks of killer diseases and violent furies of nature and those devastating accidents. And above all, we beg you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind, all the asuric thoughts, which are responsible for today's world of violence. Whichever country people belong to, whatever religion they have embraced, they too suffer from their past bad karmas, and that without any help or protection. For the law of karma is very powerful, precise, unsparing. But because this is divine justice, nothing can escape the divine eyes, and everything that we utter, everything that we do, will go into our karmic account. Though in Kali Yuga they say that the sins of our mind, that is the thoughts, the evil thoughts that we get, they will not be punished. Only when they become the form of words and actions, it will go into our karmic account, and accordingly we would receive the results. So let us, but above all this, there is the costless grace of God. Let's appeal to His compassion and generosity so that His grace would reach out to all those people all over the world who suffer without help or protection. We also beg you, Bhagwan, to protect all those unselfish people who have been slogging for the welfare of the others. From what? From unworthy, unhealthy remarks of criticism and aspersion. Bhagwan, we beg you to promote the economy of the country and the growth in varied fields of activity so that India would reach that high status of world teacher to conduct the whole world in the path of Dharma. We also seek your blessings for ceaseless and joyful chanting of your powerful name, an unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings so that we would convert all that into our Atma Shakti. Please bless us to be only sattvic instruments in your hands and not rakshasic. Please bless our everyday lives so that we run it as an offering to you and not be caught by the temptations of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state of being, the state of bliss and peace, the state of pure awareness of yours. But then we know that we need to be purified. Right now our minds are full of the residual tendencies of the past karmas and worldly desires. So what happens? The mind gets disturbed by some vicious fear. We do not even know why we fear what we fear. But then the attack is severe. And then again the vicious anger, harsh words, abusive words, jealousy, vengeance, passion, and sorrow. No matter how much grace we have got in life, we think of something that we lack in. And then we think and think and think and grumble. We grumble so much, we finally fall into depression and medicine. Bhagavan, you have said, the name of the Divine is capable of destroying our past sins, capable of destroying the vasanas of the mind, the residual tendencies of the mind. We take refuge in your powerful name and seek your blessings for our early purification. And Bhagavan, wherever we live, whatever work falls into our hand, we know it's your work. And we do it in the spirit of seva to you, and that joyfully, without any unhealthy competition or jealousy, so that every action of ours will turn into our Atma Shakti. Bhagavan, please bless us to practice acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow. It's coming from the will of God and from our own karmic account. Since it comes by the will of God, it's bearing a blessing also, a greater blessing. And what does it do? It transforms us. It gives us spiritual growth and closer kinship with God. We also beg you to bless us to look upon every adversity only as a blessing. Instead, we collapse and blame others for our own failures. We try to move away from God, blaming Him bitterly. But God puts a blessing even in the punishment. So we are pushed back to God, and every adversity will end up in higher wisdom, purifying our heart. And then the God begins to reflect there. We beg you, Bhagavan, to bless us all to be grateful to you always. We seek your powerful blessings for all the species of the cosmos to be lifted to your higher plane. And finally, we seek liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, the root cause of which is ahambhav, the utter selfishness, the I and mine that rule all our lives. We beg you, Bhagavan, to uproot this ahambhav and promote Atma Bhavam, so that we all be blessed with that immortal life, the eternal living in God in surrender, or eternal servitude to God. The servitude can come only from surrender. Living in God will come only from merger. We seek your blessings for the fulfillment of our life, which is becoming one with you, that eternal, supreme divinity. Jai Bhagavan Sri Krishna.